Hey, welcome back, everybody. This is Joe. We're talking fantasy football. We're going to talk about the top 50 wideouts. Try to run through them kind of quick. Uh, I guess I'll use my first guy. Is my favorite wideout coming into the year. I think he's going to be the best wideout by the end of the year. I know most people are not going to agree on this as him being the best by the end of the year, but top one. Julio Jones, Atlanta Falcons. Love him this year. I love the Matt Ryan hookup with him. That schedule, like I said in the running back episode, nothing but easy schedules all year long. I know, in Big K, if he stays healthy, I think this is the year. His toe and foot ain't going to give him no problems. He's going to be a top one guy. Love him. Any format. Next guy we'll go to will be probably everybody's top guy, Antonio Brown from Pittsburgh. Can't go wrong with him either. All the targets he gets all year long. Rush out, get one of them two guys on your team, you're ready to rock. We'll go with Des Bryant from Dallas next. I don't think he's going to repeat last year's numbers as far as touchdowns go, 16. I took him last year. Main reason was not only because he's good, but he's in a contract year. He wanted to get paid. Some guys tend to slack a little bit after that. So, he's still going to be a top 5 guy, top 7 at least. Go out and get him. Dallas is going to pass a lot more this year without Murray there. So, you want him on your team. Next, I'll go to Denver, Demaryius Thomas. The thing I like about him is his consistency every year, dude. He puts the numbers up every year. I know Kubiak's there, but it's Peyton Manning, dude. They're still going to throw the ball. He might not be as more efficient with his, his wrists hurt him, his arms hurting him and stuff, but I still think Demaryius Thomas is going to put up great stats. Here's one of my biggest bust wideouts coming up next, and Odell Beckham Jr. from the Giants. I don't like him. He's just a lucky one-handed catch kind of guy. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend the people that like him. I don't like him this year. I'm staying away from him. One key mistake he made, he's telling people I don't like press coverage. I don't like these fucking safeties and corners up on me all the time like that. Why would you say that anyway? That's like giving your poker towel face. Like, don't do that. They're going to bully him around every game. And whoever's there is going to benefit on the other side. Whether if it's Victor Cruz, Ruben Randall, maybe Preston Parker in the slot. I just don't like Beckham Jr. this year for where he's being drafted at. That's the main reason why I don't like him. Number next will be Megatron. It's Megatron. I don't know what else to say. His ankle issues are behind him. I actually think Matt Stafford is going to have a big bounce back year as long as Calvin Johnson stays healthy. I like that Golden Tate's actually finding the end zone now, which should even make his touchdowns go up even more. So, I'll give Calvin Johnson a second-round pick at wideout. Why not? Next, we'll go with A.J. Green. He's in a contract year. He's another one of my sleepers, dude. Like, he shouldn't even be a sleeper, but because he had a down year last year, he was out a couple games. I like A.J. Green this year. I think he's going to come back to where he was the year before that, and I have no problem taking A.J. Green. Randall Cobb, Green Bay. No Jordy Nelson. He was good with Nelson there. You know what you're getting from Cobb. He's a PPR machine. He's going to get over 100 targets. They're a high-powered offense. There's not much else to say about him. Another bust for me coming up will be Chicago's Alshon Jeffrey. I was never really a big fan of him. I tend to notice, track record-wise, Brandon Marshall always makes the wideout twos put up astronomical numbers. And I just don't see that happen this year. I think he's going to battle injuries all year. I'm staying away from him. Next will be Mike Evans from Tampa Bay. Love the upside with him. He's a big receiver, tall-wise. You're going to get a lot of touchdowns out of him. I know he's got a rookie quarterback coming in, but he did it last year with a worse quarterback, so I want him on my team this year if I can get him. Good schedule for them, too. Next, we'll go with T.Y. Hilton. I love T.Y. I'm a little worried that Andre Johnson's going to steal some touchdowns from him, though, but in the PPR league, I want T.Y. Hilton because he's going to get a lot of targets over the middle. Next, a lot of guys don't really love for this year because of the quarterback situation in Houston is DeAndre Hopkins. I took Hopkins because another thing I look out for wideouts besides the schedules and what I said before is opportunity. He's the only real good wideout there. I'm not worried about Cecil Shorts and I'm not worried about Jalen Strong. Hopkins is going to get peppered with targets. I'm looking for volume, volume I should say. But high volume, you know what I mean? He's going to get a lot of targets. That's who I want. I'm taking DeAndre Hopkins, no questions asked. Next, Brandon Cooks. Love him. Interesting. A guy in my draft, he took Tom Brady as like his second quarterback. And now, we did our draft last week at the end of the preseason week 3, so Brady's appeal wasn't done yet. Now we know he's going to be playing every game. Because he's a guy that likes having the hookup scenario with the quarterback receiver, he traded Brandon Cooks for Julian Edelman. Why? Why? I mean, I know Edelman's alright and all, but, like, I'd rather have Cooks. I know Cooks is this is only his second year, but, dude, Drew Brees is going to just pepper him, too. You know what I mean? There's a lot of targets go around in the Saints, but I think Cooks is going to be a monster this year. I want him. Jordan Matthews from Philadelphia is another receiver I took. I paired him with Hopkins after I took Lacey in round 1. He's a big, big threat for nickelback package. That's why they keep him in a slot. He's one of the bigger receivers they put in the slot, but Chip Kelly knows how to use him. He creates a lot of mismatches. He's getting 10 touchdowns this year in that high-potent offense. Great pick to get him. Next, Emmanuel Sanders. He's saying in public his numbers are going to go down and whatnot. I don't think so. They're going to use him in a slot more, play him on the outside. I love Emmanuel Sanders. I think he's still going to put up good numbers. I don't mind having him. Next is Andre Johnson. I think his numbers are going to go way back up, given the situation with, he's got Andrew Luck running the ball now. The touchdowns are going to go up from last year. You know what I mean? You got no problem with Andre. He's a little bit older, but no problem with him. Next is Amari Cooper from Oakland. He's one of the guys I really tried to get. Somebody got him right before me. Same situation as a DeAndre Hopkins. He's going to get peppered with targets. Derek Carr's improving as a quarterback. He's going to have at least 7 or 8 touchdowns. He's going to be over 1,000 yards this year receiving. Next, I want to talk about Keenan Allen. I think he's going to be a third-year breakout. Great rookie campaign, the usual soft slump. Now, the only difference is, though, it really wouldn't have been that bad of a soft slump. He had the targets, he just didn't get the catches. You know, whether he was underthrown or just not making some of them, I think he rebounds this year. Brandon Marshall, New York Jets. Battling injuries off and on last year. I'm not in love to get Marshall this year. This might sound weird, but I'd rather have Eric Decker, which I'll get to and I'll explain why. Next is Julian Edelman. I never liked Edelman. I'm not going to lie. You know, I know the Patriots play from the inside out, so the slot receivers tend to see all the targets. He's a possession receiver. You're going to get targets out of him. You're not getting many touchdowns. Next is Golden Tate. Golden Tate, I think, is going to have a big rebound year. He had a lot of yards last year. The touchdowns weren't up, but I think the touchdowns will come up this year. Go get them. Devontae Adams will be filling in for Jordy Nelson. Love if I can get him. I love the upside with Rodgers as his quarterback. Rodgers makes wideouts great. Nothing else to say with him. Deshaun Jackson, Washington. Deep ball guy, big deep threat. Now you got Cousins quarterbacking. I'd rather have Kirk Cousins quarterbacking. So, I wouldn't mind D-Jax as my wideout 3. Maybe borderline low wideout 2. Next, Sammy Watkins. This is an interesting pick. I think he could benefit with McCoy there because McCoy I don't like, and I think guys are going to stack the box and force Buffalo to throw at will. Watkins should benefit. I wouldn't mind having him, but I'm not running out to get him. Next is Jeremy Maclin. I said it before the preseason started, and Macklin's already catching touchdowns at will. Macklin's better than Dwayne Bowe. He's better. Alex Smith, even if he don't throw a lot of deep balls, Macklin will still get the yards and the touchdowns. He's a possession receiver, but he gets touchdowns. I would love that Macklin's my wideout 3. Next is a big sleeper of mine, Allen Robinson from Jacksonville, A-Rob. Bortles is progressing. I see Robinson to be the first 1,000-yard Jacksonville wideout in a long time. So, yeah, I'll take my chances on him. Next is Vincent Jackson from Tampa Bay. I like V-Jacks. You know what you're going to get from him for the most part. I just want his touchdowns to come up a little bit more this year under Winston. So we'll see. I wouldn't mind having him. Jarvis Landry is a big breakout candidate for me in Miami. Slot receiver, sees a lot of targets. Just worried about his touchdown numbers, that's about it. But other than that, PPR, I would take him in a minute. Nelson Aguilar, big sleeper candidate in Philadelphia. Philadelphia is known for putting out their two top 24 wideouts almost every year. You know, last year it was Macklin and Matthews. The year before that it was Macklin and D-Jax. The one year it was Macklin and Riley Cooper. Or no, D-Jax and Riley Cooper it might have been because Macklin was hurt. I love it. You know, you can get him in like a steal near the end of the draft. He's going to produce for you in that high-powered offense. Next is Larry Fitzgerald, number 30. Larry was like one of my favorite wide receivers since he entered his rookie season. Love him, man. I loved him. But he's just not fantasy relevant anymore. Maybe this year with a healthy Palmer, he does get his numbers back up. As you know, he played better with Palmer under center last year. But the Cardinals, it's hard to trust one wideout every week because it's like 1 week it's Fitzgerald, 1 week it's Brown, 1 week it's Floyd. If I had to take one, it would be John Brown, which I'll get to in another pick or two. Next is Charles Johnson. I don't like Minnesota wideouts, even though Wallace is there too now. I'm staying away from it. Every time I took a Minnesota wideout, I got screwed. Some guys, you know, second year, you know, towards the end of the year last year, Charles Johnson and Teddy Bridgewater developed Rappaport. But if you like them, I say go ahead and get them. I don't want them. Next is John Brown. The only Arizona wideout I'm willing to take is a deep ball guy. I want that deep ball guy in my third wideout spot if I can. Just some long touchdown passes. I like him for a breakout. Eric Decker's next. I want Decker too, a lot, because of the trend. Wide receiver number 2s do great next to Brandon Marshall. I don't care what team he's on. So, Decker I would like. Old Man Sr. still got it. Steve Smith Sr. Now even Trestman's there. They're going to throw even more. So, Steve Sr., you get him as I wouldn't even mind having Sr. as a wideout too, as long as my running backs are intact. So, go get him. Mike Wallace, don't like him this year. I liked him last year when he was with Miami. I had him, but I don't want him this year. Not with Minnesota. Roddy White, I almost took twice in my draft, but because of the injuries, and I don't know what's going to go on with him off and on all year. I kind of even took Victor Cruz, even though it's the same situation, but I don't know. I think I like the upside with Cruz better. But Roddy White, if he was healthy, full healthy, I'd take him, no questions asked. But other than that, I don't want to risk him. Anquan Bolden, San Fran. You know you're getting from Anquan Bolden every year. He gives you 1,000 yards and at least 5 or 6 touchdowns. I don't mind that. So if I have to settle for Bolden, I'll take him. Torrey Smith is now the deep ball threat in San Fran. We'll see how he develops. He's actually the only wideout that went undrafted in my draft. I think guys are a little skeptical because he's on more of a running team. Again, we don't know if that's going to change because of the poor defense now. We'll see how that develops in the season. Martavius Bryant, Pittsburgh. A lot to like about this guy. Young guy, second year. We'll see what he does. You know, I like him. I like Marcus Wheaton better, which I don't think he's in the top 50, but Marcus Wheaton I'd rather have over Bryant. But if you take Bryant, you'll be fine with him. He's going to get you the touchdowns and the yards. Number 40 is Marquise Colston from the Saints. I wouldn't mind having Colston as a third wideout because him and Brees worked well together for a long time. He's going to man the slot. He's going to be a red zone threat, I think, this year when they get down in the red zone. So, I'll take him. Devin Funchess, Carolina, to fill in, or unquestioned fill in for, I should say, for Kelvin Benjamin. He's going to be hit or miss. But somebody's got to get those targets. So again, I'd be willing to take a 4th or 5th wideout pick on him because the targets should be there for him. Next is Michael Floyd, Arizona. He can't catch the ball. I mean, I don't know what to say. He struggles catching the ball. I like him, but if he can improve his catching ability, maybe. But I'm staying away from him. Kendall Wright, Tennessee. If I had to pick a Tennessee wideout to like, it'd be him. He was alright last year. I think he's going to have better upside with Mariota under center this year. So, PPR format's a must for him. The guy I took, he's going to be my 3rd wideout this year, Pierre Garçon, Washington. I think his numbers are going to come up big time. It's going to be like Macklin, only Macklin was hurt the year before he came back and went off. He had over 105 targets last year, or right at 105, Garçon. And, you know, that's another thing I look at for my wideouts, targets. At least you know the quarterback's looking at him. Another reason why I took him, he had his best games when Kirk Cousins was under center. So that's another reason why I took him. Love the upside there. I'm willing to take a chance on the guy that should get peppered with targets. In worst case scenario, he's my wideout 3. I got plenty of wideouts I can put in if he doesn't fit the bill. Number 45, Brandon LaFell. I liked him going into the year last year. He fit the bill. You know? Tom Brady. The only thing is he's a little banged up. But if I was going to take a New England wideout, but I don't want no New England wideout, it'd be Brandon LaFell. The only receiver I would take from there is Gronk. But I'll never get him because I don't like taking tight ends in the 1st round or never in the beginning of the draft. I don't like the way my team looks after that. In a 10-team league, I would do it, but not a 12-team league. All right, let's see who's after him. Eddie Royale from Chicago. I actually like him better than Alshon Jeffrey this year. He's got Rappaport from Cutler from the Denver days. He's going to man the outside with Kevin White out. He's going to man the slot too. I like him. 47, Brian Quick. Had a great year going for him last year before he got hurt. We'll see how Foles does. If I had to pick a St. Louis wideout, which I stay away from that team's wideouts, but if I did, it would be Quick. Stevie Johnson's a sleeper for me in San Diego. There's like 4 good quarterbacks that love slot receivers. One of them's Phillip Rivers, one's Tony Romo, one's Big Ben, and the other I'd say Peyton Manning. So, Eddie Royale or Stevie Johnson, I would take him this year. Number 49, Victor Cruz. I took him, like one of my last picks. I think it was like 3 rounds before the end. I like the upside. I think with fucking defenses manning all over Beckham, pushing him around, somebody else has got to benefit. And as long as Victor Cruz comes back by week 2 or 3 and he looks good, I'll keep him. If not, I'll cut him. But I like the upside with the Salsa Man. Number 50 is one of my biggest guys. I'm in love with him for this year. Terrence Williams from Dallas. He made the 50. He wasn't there before, but for some reason he's getting pushed up. Oh my God, dude, like, same situation. I love taking wideouts. Wideout 2s next to those big number name wideout 1s because they see so much coverage that it leaves the other guys open in single coverage, and he's a deep ball threat. He's my 3rd wideout I could start. I have no problem doing that. And I think he's going to get 10 touchdowns this year. Maybe not hit the 1,000 mark, but it's great numbers, dude. And Dallas is going to throw more because that running game is still suspect. Might as well just, you know what, I'll do the next 3 up to 53. Marcus Wheaton is at 51. He's a sleeper for me this year because I think he's going to be better in his 3rd year, and the guys tend to break out in their 3rd year. Williams is a 3rd-year receiver as well. Rashad Perryman, 52, Baltimore. He could be the next Torrey Smith, manning the outside. He's banged up. I don't know what's going to happen with him, what week he's coming back. But him or Marlon Brown, one of them guys should be produced next to Steve Smith, so... And then 53, I'll stop at Devontae Parker, Miami. Depends how much playing time he gets. There's a lot of mouths to feed in Miami. The only one I would take for now would be Landry and the tight end Cameron, receiver-wise. But they're my opinions and everything. You know, I'm going to do quarterback and tight end still to go. But, you know, if you want to leave any comments of any of your predictions or guys you like, I'm interested in everybody's opinions and stuff. Because it's all about what you think and who you like. Anything can happen. Not everybody's right. I'm just giving my opinions. I had success every year I've been in fantasy. I made the playoffs every year. I didn't win it every year, but I got 7 titles. So, and these are money leagues too. These are 12-team where, like, you know, it's a lot different. If you notice in the 10-team drafts, everybody's got a good team for the most part. 12 teams, you got to think a little bit more. 14 teams, you got to think more. You know, it's a lot of lottery picks and stuff. But, no, like I said, I hope you all have a good fantasy year. I'll get back to you probably in the next couple hours with my next video on quarterback or tight end. All right, have a good day, guys. Bye.